2024 has been a really fun season for tech tips for seniors. We had a number of guests, those from my family, and just some really great topics that I just want to do a little recap on today. So I think the idea of this show will be just to show you what was happening in 2024, and then to just tell you ahead of time, 2025 is going to be even better with some very valuable tips that I think you'll find worth tuning in for. So stay tuned for this recap. So we started off 2024 with a show focusing on Google Calendar, and my daughter Danielle came on as a guest, and she had a passion, as you'll hear in her show notes, but go back and listen to that whole episode if you missed it. But just here's a little clip of that show showing what she had to do, talk about Google Calendar portability.
A real reason why it was very appealing was it worked on your phones, not just on a computer. So that meant it was portable and you could take it with you in your purse or in your pocket, and you always had access to your calendar.
Then I had my wife Vicky on, and she talked about using a camera on her phone for all sorts of things. The show was fascinating, but this little clip just shows how she applies the use of a camera for just some handy little tip that is important to ladies. Watch this.
Yes. And here's a lady's example. I go to the nail salon and I pick a new color nail polish off of the shelf, and I really like it and I want to do it again. So all I'll do is take a picture of the bottle and put it in my phone, and then when I return, I don't have to remember what it is. I just look at the picture and I say, oh, I'd like to do number.
So the top show for the year, probably the top show of any that we've done on Tech Tips as far as popularity and the number of views, has been the show that Jamie came on and talked about sharing a pin for location. And this is a helpful tip for anyone who needs to find somebody or connect with somebody or give a location to another person. And it's easy to use, and it's so accessible for iPhone users. You'll want to watch this whole show, but here's a little clip of her sharing that passion.
I would use my two fingers to zoom in and out to find the exact location that I want to talk about. So if I wanted to go to the side of the road, this is where I'm at the airport. You pick me up on John West Powell Boulevard. I could zoom in as close as really you want, and then you use your finger to push and hold for half a second, and the little red pin will pop up. From here, you can navigate to it via car, or you can share it with somebody to say, pick me up at this particular location. So pushing the share button, I would share with myself or with the person, and it would send just like a regular text message.
This next show was done with my daughter Stephanie, and she shared what was her passion, which is keeping her inbox organized. And you may be that same person who has a mess in their inbox and just can't seem to get it under control. Here's a little tip that falls into that category, which I think you'll find helpful. If you didn't catch this show, you'll definitely want to go back if you're an inbox clutterer to get that one under control. But here's the clip from Stephanie.
I was interested in this product, so I just went on to check something out, and they asked for my email address. And in order to see more, I needed to put in my email address. And now I'm getting an email every day from this company, and I'm not even interested.
So then we jumped over to social media and addressed a topic that I think those of you that never touched Pinterest will benefit from. Krista shared her passion on the use of Pinterest, but here's a little clip from that show. Be good to kind of explain what Pinterest is, and if what is the value of it, and why someone would want to get interested in this topic. So what is it, Krista?
Well, it's sort of a social media, but not very personal about you. It's much more about searching for things that you might be looking for, like a recipe or an idea or something for your home. I believe people even do some like shopping through Pinterest. So you can search and save things, reference back to them. You can share links with other people. It's kind of just a way of bringing things that you are looking for and interested in into a way where you can easily share it and save it with other people.
And then finally, we had one show that I think answers a lot of questions about using an iPad. And this big question comes up about how and when and if an iPad could take the place of a computer in someone's portfolio of devices. And I don't know that we answer that entirely, but Andy attempts to answer that from his own family's perspective. So stay tuned and watch this.
We talked about, she said, I really want an iPad. And I was like, I don't know if you're going to be happy with that. I know how she uses it. For the most part, it would be fine. There's a couple of things. She likes to make Shutterfly books, and Shutterfly doesn't quite play nice with the iPad for some reason. So maybe someday it will, but at the moment it doesn't. We started looking into it. And by the time you get an iPad, and if it's going to be her computer, I was like, well, you're going to need a keyboard. By the time you get an iPad and a keyboard, you're almost to the point where you're paying the same price. And that was where I got stuck. I was like, if we were saving a bunch and it wasn't going to cost as much, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Well, we're going to spend just as much on an iPad and a keyboard with the case and all the stuff that you're spending just as much as a computer. So you could really go either.
So as you can see, 2024 was a great year for tech tips for seniors. I hope you'll go back and watch the shows that you may have missed. And if you're a follower for the future, 2025 promises to be an even better season. I've got a host of topics that I've been collecting from people who have struggled with this, that, or the other topic. And so I've been accumulating those and getting ready to do a series of shows on just that sort of thing, and including some of my own favorite pet peeves. So stay tuned, become a regular follower if you can, like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, leave us a review. We really appreciate it. And thanks for staying tuned to Tech Tips for Seniors. Look forward to next year. Take care.